my fellow riders. My name is Charles.
My name is Ryan.
And today we're going to teach you how to Bartwist.
Alright, like he mentioned earlier, we're going to be teaching you guys how to Bartwist right now. And that's all we have to say, so let's get straight into the tutorial.
Okay. Starting first, differences. So there are two types of bar twists. You have the bar twist, which is where the bars come back in between the steer tube, which is the bar that inserts into your clamp right here. That's where the end of the bar comes back in between you and your steer tube. Untwist is when the bar leaves through that way.
And comes back away from you.
Personally, I can only do bar twists. I know a few people that can do untwists, but for the most part, bar twists are a lot more common. So, prerequisites. There's not much you need to learn how to do in order to try these. You need to learn how to bar spin, preferably how to throw it, but you can do them both ways. And bunny hop, that's about it.
By the way, these are easiest fly out, but we're going to be teaching them flat because some people don't have a quarter.
Right. So, I'll show you some bad examples of them, and I'll show you some good ones, but we're only going to be trying this flat. So,
until the end, which we'll put clips of several different ones.
Right. I'm not going to show you guys a bad attempt at a bar twist because I don't want to break my wrist, but just know that it could happen if you don't do them right.
I'll be doing the bad one.
Yeah. Make sure you, I cannot stress this enough, make sure you commit to this trick if you're going to try it, because if you bail out halfway, the chances of you getting hurt are more than likely.
Yeah, it's not like it's guaranteed, but if you're in the middle of a bar twist here, go into the middle of a bar twist. If you land like that with both of your feet on the deck, there's a high chance you're gonna break your wrist. So if you do end up landing like that in the worst case scenario, make sure you take your feet off the deck as soon as possible, if at all possible, before you hit the ground, because otherwise it's gonna hurt a lot. Right. Trust me, both of us have experienced it. Luckily enough, we've never broke our wrists, but it's a very real possibility, so be careful on this one.
Perfect. Alright, so you see how he didn't commit? That was best case scenario. He took his feet off first before he actually committed to the trick. That's what you want to do if you know it's going south. Like I said, he walked away from the trick and he's fine.
Which, a good indication of when you'll know what's going wrong, like the second the bar twist leaves your hand and goes to like here, you'll know if you need to bail or not.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, the prerequisites for this trick are learning how to bar spin. So whichever hand, if you're going to do bar twist, make sure that you use the hand you're good at bar spins with. I spin with my right hand, or for you guys, this is my right hand. So, I cannot stress this enough. Practice this motion because most people get it wrong. So, what I started doing was, I started just doing this. That's all I did. And then gradually I started tucking my wrist under the bars while my hand was fully extended.
Oh, so, another point I wanted to make is most people do awkward motion do one, where they like don't understand, like you need to like rotate your hand to make it like go under the bar. Your hand doesn't stay fixed on the grip, it rotates around it. A lot of people don't do that, and they just end up doing an awkward looking bar spin, like something like that. Another thing I wanted to say is make sure your shirt isn't too loose, because if it is, it'll get caught on your if it's too loose, tuck it in somewhere or whatever, but if it's too loose, the bars will hit your shirt like that and you will die.
Done it too many times myself.
Yeah. Another thing with the motions, I'm talking a lot here, but I'm not kidding, do this motion like 100 times before you do it.
Not a beginner one.
Yeah, honestly, the main difference between intermediate tricks and the beginner tricks is just the amount of risk for the most part, and the difficulty. Like you said, casualty rate.
Okay, so once you're feeling comfortable with that, start just doing the motion flat. Like I said, make sure you have your shirt tucked in, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, unless you're good at them and can keep them in really hard.
So, like when you're at a skate park and you're just waiting for your turn, just practice the motion. Even if you don't plan on throwing one, just start practicing the motion.
You shouldn't be throwing these till that's like second nature. You shouldn't be like struggling to get it around or anything. It should be like easy, like you don't even have to think about it.
If you want to, you can try throwing untwists, which we should also make a point about that. Like, this is pretty much the exact same thing as an untwist, just
Yeah. There's a couple different points that you could make about untwist, but a lot of these things are good tips for untwist too. So if you need more in depth about untwists specifically, go to another channel for those.
Neither of us can untwist.
I started off trying untwists. They used to be my natural, but then I switched because I started throwing untwists and I was like, this is not happening. And I learned bar twist in like a day. So I do suggest bar twists. They are easy.
Like I said, if you have a friend that can bar twist, talk to them. That's how I learned. That's how Ryan learned. I talked to my friend, and by the end of that day, I was landing him out of fly out. And then I tried forever to teach Ryan how to, and finally I got him to learn, and he's like, wow, that was really easy.
Well, there's a certain skill level you need to be at with like bar spins and fly out and whatever for you to start learning them, or at least for you to start competently throw them.
All right, so once you can start doing this motion with your eyes closed, start throwing them. Just make sure you get a good hop when you're trying this trick, like really emphasis on the hop.
Oh, and definitely level out before you throw the bars out.
Do not throw them like up here.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna do what I did. That's my biggest mistake with bar twists is I throw them too early.
If you have to, hop straight up like this. How I do it, I lift my front wheel and then level out. It just gives me a little more pop.
You want to do a bunny hop, not a pressure hop. A bunny hop is the normal thing. That's not a bunny hop.
No, it's not.
That's a pressure hop, what he just did, where you go both wheels off the ground at the same time. That they do work, but they're a lot harder. It makes it harder to do them off of things, and just in general, it gets you lower to the ground.
Pressure hop won't give you more airtime. A regular hop like this will.
Yeah. Plus, it's more comfortable throwing stuff on the way down, at least for me, because you're leveled out and you're just kind of falling.
And you get more airtime. That way, you have more time to throw stuff.
Plus, you're not fighting gravity if you're doing stuff where you have to pull up.
Okay. So, once you're comfortable with that, start throwing it.
That's probably gonna be how the first couple look. If not, you're just gonna throw them early and kick the deck out. Either way is fine. Just the first step is starting to throw them and stay committed to throwing them.
Another good way to learn is, even though you know you can do the motion and you're getting the bars to twist around, if you're not confident still, just take your back foot off. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's actually gonna save you from falling if you do go bad. But like I said, just make sure you're confident with this trick. We both cannot stress that enough.
Oh, also, dip your body down more than your scooter. Your scooter should be to the side, but it shouldn't be like at a 90-degree angle. It should be your body that's dipping down for the bars.
Here's an example. When you do a bar spin, your body's over your bars a little bit, like this. When you're doing a bar twist, your body's way down here. It's almost level with the bars.
Yeah. Your scooter should not go past 45 degrees. If it does, you're doing something wrong.
Another thing, if you have short bars, you may want to consider this trick and get taller bars. It's a lot easier with them. That way you don't have to, like, if you have small bars, you're going to be, like, way down here.
Yeah. It is possible, but it makes it harder.
Right. So, here's a good one.
He did everything right he snapped his wrist, everything. Everything was precise.
When you get the motion down, you really want to make sure that you snap your wrist. What I mean by that is, when you're fully extended, tuck your wrist under your bars as quickly as you can. That's how you're going to get the motion around flat.
This is a problem I had a lot. Also, if you loosen your grip a little, it helps your hand like swivel easier. I had a problem with my hands kept getting stuck at halfway through the motion because my grip was resisting the spin. But anyways, this tutorial is running kind of long, and we're already going through all this stuff. We've already done everything we need to, and now we're gonna get a few clips of it.
All right.
Okay, so that's gonna be it. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.